This is the story of a pathetic loser named Yu, who gets enrolled at the prestigious Saika Academy as a second-year student, but every person around him sees nothing except the shadow of his legendary mother, Subaru. The woman had beauty, talent, fame, and a brain, while her son has only inherited the looks and none of real talents. The boy grew up with no clue about his father, which fits him because the man probably ran away after seeing this useless child, and after his mother passed away, he gets dumped into the mansion of the hot and happening Mikadano sisters, a trio of walking egos disguised as geniuses. On his first day at the academy, he gets challenged by the martial arts vice captain, a smug musclehead with 0 IQ, and gets folded in seconds. The crowd roars with laughter, watching the pathetic loser roll around the mat. The vice captain mocks him for being the son of legendary Subaru. He tries to fight back, but his weak punches only make the vice captain laugh. For a moment, the man notices a sharp spark in his eyes that resembles Subaru, but he brushes it off by saying the boy only inherited her face and nothing from her talent bar. A lackey then reports that the royals are watching. The vice captain prepares a dramatic finisher to impress them, but Nico storms in and sends him flying like a side character erased from the script. Kazuki and Miwa appear next, staring at you with confusion. The three cannot understand how someone like him got into their elite academy. Yu then tells them that he chose the general education program to enter, and they could not even believe that such a trash program existed in their school. Cleaning duty becomes his punishment, yet Yu completes the dojo so perfectly that even Nico fan squad looks surprised. Later, he walks home and remembers his mother's dream of a warm family. Subaru, on her deathbed, wished for his happiness, and now Yu hopes that the Mikadano mansion, the place he is about to live in, might become the place where that warmth finally exists. The mansion greets him with chaos. Nico mistakes him for a burglar and slips. Kazuki and Miwa join her and interrogate him until a call proves he is supposed to live with them. The sisters cannot do basic chores, so Yu cleans everything for them, showing the only elite talent he has. The next morning, he tries to bond with them, but each girl focuses on her own training. He prepares breakfast and studies their habits, remembering his mother's inconsistent meals. Before they rush out, he stops them only to wish them a good day, leaving the girls quietly flustered, even though they pretend not to care. Yu spends another dull day scrubbing dishes in the mansion when Mr. Mikadano calls to check in. The man explains that work keeps him away, so Yu must watch over the sisters. Each girl faces an important challenge. Nico must prepare for karate nationals, Kazuki has a major audition, and Miwa must defend her shogi title. The request makes Yu hopeful, because he believes supporting them might improve his position in the house. Doubt then hits him, because he knows he is a small, weak underachiever with a brain that behaves like a lagging Windows XP laptop. A harsh thought reminds him that failure will make the sisters face the same judgment he has suffered all his life. He decides he cannot let that happen and promises to protect them. The first plan is to win their hearts with family dinners. Nico comes home in a gloomy mood and remembers she now lives with the resident useless guy. Yu proudly tests his food and invites her to share it, but she refuses like a stubborn kid. Later, she finds him fully focused on cooking, using every detail from recipe books, even though reading is probably a new experience for him. Miwa enters the kitchen and watches Yu announce a soup he believes will impress them. The sisters mock him, thinking he is bluffing again, since their previous chef only made fancy garbage. That night, Nico sneaks into the kitchen out of curiosity and finds a perfectly set table. Yu appears and lectures her on every dish's nutrients, like a fake gym coach. After explaining everything, he collapses dramatically from exhaustion. She tries the food and discovers it tastes amazing. Miwa, caught eavesdropping, also joins, pretending it's no big deal. When Kazuki walks in, she scorns the warm scene, refusing to eat anything he made. Yu feels crushed until Nico eats more and makes him smile again, but he warns that if she keeps eating like that, she will soon look like a soft teddy bear instead of a karate queen. Days pass and Kazuki still avoids his meals, forcing Yu to make her his next mission. He meets her at school, surrounded by fans, and when he tells her he has something only he can give, everyone misunderstands the wording, turning him into a walking scandal. Later, Miwa tells him about their childhood when Kazuki's mother made a special meal for her. That memory gives Yu an idea. That night, Kazuki collapses from fever, stubbornly refusing to rest or eat. Yu brings porridge and care, but she keeps rejecting both. He barges in, insisting on helping her prepare for rehearsals and even offers acting practice despite being a disaster himself. He admits that he once failed every audition his mother arranged, which strangely softens her anger. Days pass with Yu rehearsing bad lines alone in the living room, making Kazuki secretly smile at his persistence. The next morning, when they practice again, he unexpectedly delivers one perfect line that moves her to tears. For the first time, she feels his sincerity. She allows him to make her a meal and confesses the foods she dislikes, revealing she is simply a picky eater too proud to admit it. Miwa and Nico nearly lose their minds, watching Kazuki calmly enjoy his cooking. They stare in disbelief as the proud actress eats like a normal person. Yu proudly praises her and then casually reveals the soup has shredded carrots she claims to hate. Kazuki freezes, and Yu walks away like he just completed a MasterChef speedrun. He finally feels victory because all three sisters now enjoy his meals. That joy disappears the next morning when they say they will be out practicing and will not need his cooking. He wishes them well, but feels like a lonely housewife. The feeling reminds him of his mother, who disappeared often for work and created distance between them. Yu looks out the window and remembers a hospital note where Subaru wished for him to have a happy family. The thought hits him hard because he has no idea what real family life means. A drama she once acted in shows a perfect home, so he binge watches 6 volumes in one night like a sad Netflix addict. He cries during the wedding scene before realizing everything was scripted. The sisters return home and tease Miwa for looking exhausted. They then see Yu wiping his eyes. Kazuki recognizes Subaru on the screen and senses his sadness. She tells him not to work so hard to make them feel like a family, and Miwa agrees. Nico adds that he is free to stay useless because they expected nothing. This guy is literally the Bronny James of the show. The comment lights a fire in him. He admits he avoided bonding with his mother and regrets it deeply. Now he refuses to miss his chance to enjoy a real family with them. The sisters find his determination strange. The proposal scene plays on the TV, and they misunderstand, each thinking Yu plans to marry one of them, a moment straight out of a budget rom-com misunderstanding. Later, Nico rushes from the bath after hearing Yu shouting, only to find him panicking about missing bread. She blushes in embarrassment. Miwa arrives and overthinks the situation, and Yu hands her a towel, causing Miwa to fluster. Nico reacts and accuses Miwa of liking him, starting a chaotic argument. Kazuki arrives to calm them. Yu thanks Kazuki with a warm smile, making her cheeks turn red. The sisters argue again over who is acting more foolish, and Yu interrupts, saying they are family, which disappoints them. The girls leave, and Yu cleans the mess quietly. The childhood photo of the sisters makes him wish for a new family picture under cherry blossoms. He later discovers all their events happen in the same area and secretly books them a shared hotel. Miwa wins her match calmly, then meets Kazuki in disguise at the hotel. Nico arrives seconds later. Shocked, Yu proudly reveals he planned this to help them bond. He convinces them to join a festival by mentioning a lucky shrine and famous seafood. They shop for kimonos, and Nico hesitates until Yu brings her a soft, feminine design. The moment she appears wearing it, the entire group goes speechless. The festival day begins with the chaotic family stepping out together, pretending to look normal. Miwa gets hungry, and Yu warns her not to wander far. Kazuki walks with calm grace, but that elegance attracts attention. Whispers turn into shouts, and fans rush toward her like a swarm. She switches into idle mode, signing goods and posing for pictures, even though she keeps glancing at her sisters enjoying snacks nearby. A soft nostalgia rises in her chest before she pushes it down. A girl nearby breaks her sandal and falls forward, and Kazuki catches her with a clean princess carry. The dramatic save earns cheers and even impresses people who had ignored her before. Yu tries to follow her through the crowd, weaving through strangers until he finally finds her again. She gets dragged into bushes by a hand and panics, thinking she is being kidnapped, until she sees it as him. She starts bubbling with anger, but he simply offers her food. She tries to act annoyed until he points out she has been limping. He wraps her sore foot gently and tells her she does not need to meet every expectation. A warm, strange feeling settles in her chest as she watches him finish the bandage. Nico and Miwa explore stalls together. Nico struggles with a goldfish scooping game so badly that she looks cursed, flailing like a glitched Pokemon sprite. Miwa laughs until Kazuki returns, wearing a disguise Yu picked out to hide her from fans. He suggests a friendly match, Kazuki with him, Miwa with Nico. Teasing starts immediately, and soon the sisters are loudly arguing over cheating. Yu lets them bicker and slips away to a shrine event. A challenge awaits, crossing unstable lotus platforms that sink without warning. The reward is a selfie with a golden guardian statue, said to bring luck if used as a wallpaper. Yu recognizes the statue from an old photo of the sisters and decides to recreate it. His first jump sends him straight into the water like a pathetic background NPC, but he keeps trying. Rain starts falling, the platforms grow slick, and the hosts tell him he can quit. He refuses, thinking of how the sisters likely cleared it together years ago, and pushes on until he reaches the gate at last. He runs to find the girls, only to hear the festival is closing. The empty streets make him fear they left him behind. 3 umbrellas soon appear above him. The sisters stand there, saying they would never abandon him. They walk together through the rain, arguing over who shares an umbrella with him until Nico wins. At the hotel, he admits he forgot to book his own room, so the sisters insist he stays with them. Yu is using the classic storyline to get luck, but Virgin Boy is not getting anywhere. Later, when he sleeps, they quietly talk, laugh, and admit the night feels special. It turns out Miwa has taken the old childhood photo and the new festival photo. She calls Yu a lovable fool for bringing them together again. Morning comes with news broadcasts, praising all 3 sisters for their amazing results. Yu watches with a gentle smile, proud in his quiet, clumsy way. Yu spends the school day drifting through class, thinking only about the dinner he wants to make for the sisters. A warm plan fills his mind, and he buys fresh ingredients with the excitement of a wannabe Gordon Ramsay from a discount cooking show. Sunset greets him at the mansion, but the mood shifts instantly when he sees unfamiliar shoes at the door. Inside, the sisters stand stiffly before Mr. Mikadono, who sits like a strict judge, ready to ruin someone's day. Yu greets him, and the man speaks about Subaru's talent living on, increasing Yu's pressure. He demands updates from the girls, and each gives a perfect report. Before Yu can add anything, Mr. Mikadono ends the meeting. Yu invites him to dinner, but the festival mask catches the man's eye. Learning that Yu planned the outing makes his face harden. He calls Yu an average nobody, a pathetic extra from a low-budget K-drama, and breaks the mask. He claims luck is meaningless and says useless losers do not belong in his home. The sisters defend Yu by saying his chores help them focus on work, but Mr. Mikadono refuses to listen. He forbids festivals and demands full dedication before leaving. Yu then quietly asks if they will still join him for dinner, but Nico apologizes, explaining they no longer have time. A cold week follows. The house returns to strict routine. Nico's late-night food tastes bland without Yu's cooking. Kazuki feels the same about her smoothies, and Miwa notices her favorite snacks no longer comfort her. Each senses something missing, almost like their daily life downgraded from Naruto to Boruto. Yu feels the emptiness too and wishes he could bring the warm feeling back. A scene from his mother's drama inspires him, and he wakes early to prepare lunch boxes. At school, the girls find the meals, blush deeply, and guard them like precious items. Yu later sees the empty boxes and feels relief. That night, the sisters call him over and propose a partnership. Their father will throw him out if he cannot prove his worth, so they tell him he can support them in their upcoming battles. Yu accepts instantly. The next day, he gives them their lunches, and their warm reactions expose a soft bond returning. Each girl faces stress in her own training, and Yu experiments in the kitchen but slips on flour like a cartoon idiot from a rejected SpongeBob episode, making them laugh. Dinner turns average but cozy. Kazuki later helps him with dishes and notices burn marks on his hands. A flustered accident sends them tumbling into an unexpected kiss. Embarrassment spreads through her thoughts, and she tries to focus on her audition. Yet the memory keeps bothering her. That night, she asks Yu for stamina meals and then steps closer, voice trembling. She asks him to go on a date with her on Sunday. Even this loser was able to get asked on a date before Yu. Miwa and Nico spy from the hallway, turning red like boiling kettles when they realize Kazuki just asked Yu out. Miwa insists it cannot be true, but Nico declares it sounds exactly like a date. Both retreat in disbelief, whispering that their hopeless sister has lost her mind over the virgin boy with mommy issues. Kazuki gives Yu a poster for a heroine audition, explaining how she has always been cast as male roles. The pressure of proving her femininity weighs heavily, and she plans the date as practice. Yu realizes the plan's purpose and agrees, pretending to be professional even though he looks like a clueless romantic fool. Nico and Miwa grow suspicious the next day when Yu acts secretive about Sunday. At dinner, he gives Kazuki a sly wink, which the others catch instantly, making the air thick with jealousy and confusion. Sunday comes, and the spy duo of idiots follows them in cheap disguises. Kazuki arrives in a beautiful outfit that nearly stops Yu's weak heart. They go to the aquarium, and she tries acting ladylike, but keeps slipping into her prince-like habits. She blocks, splashes, and offers her hand to him like a gentleman, completely missing the point. Yu corrects her mistakes with patience, though both look like two awkward clowns on parade. A talent scout later approaches Kazuki and harasses her with job offers until Yu intervenes, blurting out that she is his future wife. The crowd gasps, and she blushes like an embarrassed tomato. The two hold hands longer than needed, drawing attention from strangers who think they are siblings. Trying to recover the date, Yu takes her to a movie about a heroine's transformation, but the film's failure only crushes her confidence further. He then brings her to a Ferris wheel, determined to end the day meaningfully. Inside, Kazuki reflects on years of performing under pressure, wondering if she deserves to continue. Yu trembles from his fear of heights, admitting he wanted a perfect date. Remembering a rumor about proposals, Kazuki braces herself, but he merely calls her his heroine, proving once again he is a dense idiot. This reminds her that emotion matters more than perfection. She leaves the ride smiling with new resolve. On the way home, she thanks him for helping her rediscover herself, then confesses that the accidental kiss was her first. Yu walks to school with the Mikadono sisters for their exams. Kazuki looks calm like a smug actress who already knows her lines. Miwa appears relaxed too, because geniuses like her never study seriously. Nico, however, panics like a hopeless brainless fighter, trying to cram formulas at the last minute. Miwa mocks her, and Nico gives the dumb excuse that she only trained her body, not her mind. Yu kindly offers help, though everyone knows his tutoring skills are as useful as broken chalk. On the way, a thief snatches a lady's bag. Yu runs after him, moving slower than a dying turtle, but Nico leaps ahead, showing off her strength. The thief turns out trained, and the fight becomes intense. Kazuki and Miwa stay calm, confident that their muscle-brained sister will win. Nico finally knocks the thief down with a flashy kick and retrieves the bag. Yu rushes in and treats her bruise like a worried nurse, making her blush. Before the thief escapes again, he is crushed by Hayato Tatsumi, a national champion and Nico's old senior. His dramatic arrival irritates Yu instantly. Soon, a joint training session begins between Saika and Ueyama. Yu tags along, pretending to be support, but clearly there to spy on the handsome rival. The Saika team gossips that Hayato always attracts girls and that Nico trained under him. When Nico challenges Hayato, he beats her easily, proving he is far above her level. Yu calls her a mess and scolds Hayato for hurting her pride, which shocks everyone because the useless cook suddenly sounds serious. Later, Nico opens up about their shared past, admitting Hayato once saved her from bullies. Yu realizes she looks up to the guy, but Hayato suddenly appears and invites Nico to join his school. He claims even Mr. Mikadono agreed, saying Saika holds her back. The Saika boys protest but know he is right. Yu feels helpless, knowing the muscle queen might leave. Nico later admits she wants to stay with her family, though she hides her blush when thinking about Yu. That night, her sisters act weirdly kind, making her suspicious. She finally realizes everyone knows. During practice, Hayato repeats his offer, but Nico refuses, saying she belongs with them. Then Yu jumps from a cabinet like a clown hero, declaring he will fight Hayato to keep her. Everyone stares, realizing the skinny idiot just challenged the champion. Yet seeing his determination, even the doubters cheer. Nico trains him all night, while Kazuki and Miwa join to help. He then reveals his challenge letter included a hidden handicap. Hayato cannot use his dominant hand or foot. Yu returns home with Nico and finds Kazuki and Miwa waiting in cute aprons, looking ready to burn down the kitchen. Nico freezes, horrified at the sight of two overconfident disasters, planning to cook. They claim they want to support Yu, who jokes about how useless they were at housework before. Determined, they insist he will love their food, but the result looks like something that escaped from a trash bin. Yu finally steps in like a tired babysitter, offering to teach them. He patiently guides Kazuki to follow recipes and helps Miwa peel vegetables without stabbing herself. For the first time, the elite sisters look serious about basic chores. When the meal is ready, Nico realizes it is her favorite dish, cooked just for her. She blushes but admits it tastes good. Yu, however, is so exhausted that his hands tremble, and he drops his spoon. Miwa feeds him shyly, blushing like a nerdy schoolgirl, while Kazuki refuses to lose and feeds him too. Nico watches, stunned by her sisters acting like love-struck idiots. Later that night, both Kazuki and Miwa bring him gifts, a towel, lemon, honey, encouragement, making Nico jealous of their sudden obsession with the clumsy chef. She orders him to rest, but Yu insists on training, proving he is a reckless fool with zero self-preservation. The next day, Hayato appears and insults Nico, saying she has grown weak because she relies on Yu. His words stab deep. During practice, Nico's focus falters. She apologizes to Yu, saying she should handle her own problems. She recalls how people, including her father, always told her strength matters more than femininity. Inside, she feels torn between both. Yu reassures her, saying that her strength and vulnerability make her whole. The dense idiot manages to sound wise for once. Nico gets flustered and punches him across the floor, proving love and violence are her only languages. On match day, Yu demands 2 fights so Nico can stay even if he loses. The crowd laughs at the skinny loser, but he fights bravely and gets flattened instantly. Even in defeat, he earns respect. With Yu encouraging her, Nico begins her fight, but Hayato counters every move. Having watched her fight since they were children, Nico considers surrender, but Yu leads the audience in a supporting chant. Nico is encouraged and switches from traditional karate to freeform, confusing Hayato so much he is defeated in 3 moves. Nico is so happy she cries in front of her team, deciding it is alright for a girl to cry now and then. That evening, Hayato prepares to leave after the match. Nico approaches him, apologizing for rejecting his offer. He accepts her words calmly, showing a faint smile of defeat. To her surprise, Hayato reveals that Yu actually injured his leg during their fight. The fragile idiot apparently hit the same spot over and over like a stubborn mosquito until it weakened. Nico feels shocked, realizing that Yu's ridiculous persistence had actually paved the way for her victory. Before leaving, Hayato admits that Yu truly cares for her, which makes her blush like a flustered tomato. Then he suddenly confesses his own feelings, kneeling like a drama prince and declaring his affection. Nico panics, proving she can fight men but not emotions. When she cannot respond, he spares her the pressure and leaves quietly. Nico returns home, frustrated yet secretly happy. The house glows with decorations, and Yu greets her proudly, revealing a surprise celebration. His hands are bandaged, but the reckless moron still insists on cooking for her. Miwa and Kazuki set the table, clearly too cheerful. Nico gently tells him to rest, covering his hand, and reminding him small wounds also matter. Yu jokes that if she truly wants to help, she should be his for a day. The suggestion horrifies the flustered tomboy, until Kazuki and Miwa intervene, demanding equal treatment. Yu smirks like a fake villain, then changes his request to a simple family trip to a theme park. When Nico's father calls, Yu grabs the phone and argues that even prodigies need breaks, angering the man instantly. Mr. Mikadano's icy tone nearly kills Yu's courage, but he shockingly grants the day off. Impressed by Nico's victory, Yu celebrates like a 5-year-old winner, declaring their family trip official. On Sunday, Yu waits excitedly. Miwa arrives first, playing a guessing game that fails instantly because her disguise is terrible. Kazuki shows up next, disguised so well that she nearly gives Yu a heart attack when he realizes who she is. Nico arrives last, stunning everyone with her beauty. The awkward fool compliments her too sincerely, turning her face crimson. At the haunted house, Kazuki tries to use fear as her flirting weapon but ends up carrying Yu out like a terrified child. Miwa fakes weakness on the roller coaster but ends up giving him a lap pillow, turning into the real fool. Nico's turn on the spinning cups ends with Yu nearly flying out, making her grab him before he breaks his bones. When the day ends, all 3 sisters finally understand Yu only wanted a real family moment. Nico takes a selfie and calls it their best memory. The next morning, Nico and Kazuki wake up full of energy. Yu rushes to see them off like a worried housemaid, telling them to stay safe. Their perfect harmony in reply makes them both blush before they leave. The mansion grows quiet again, and Yu returns to chores. He soon realizes Miwa's bag is still there with her untouched lunch. Forgetting food is impossible for that calorie-loving genius, so Yu decides her match must be serious. Determined, the domestic idiot grabs the box and runs to deliver it. On the way, he meets a girl reading while walking. She bumps into poles like a walking disaster, and Yu steadies her before she breaks her face. He gives her a dried plum for hydration and leaves. Unaware, she pockets the same fruit, thinking they are strangely alike. At the shogi hall, Miwa plays in deep focus. Yu watches nervously, learning from a spectator that she is a title holder in a difficult match. When her opponent concedes, she relaxes at last. Yu rushes up, cheering like a fanboy, and hands over her forgotten lunch. She smiles faintly and asks him to stay for lunch. Their peace ends when the same clumsy girl storms in, shouting like an angry pigeon. She calls herself Sakura Yaya and declares she is Miwa's rival. Miwa rolls her eyes, clearly tired of this delusional maniac who never beat her once. Sakura insists Miwa has weakened because of Yu's cooking, which only makes her sound jealous. Despite the argument, she joins their meal, poisoning the air with her awful cooking that even a stray dog refuses to eat. Yu saves her when she nearly falls again, making her blush and accuse him of being improper. Miwa glares, realizing these two idiots share the same level of chaos. Sakura's history reveals stubborn obsession rather than talent. She worked endlessly, believing rivalry equals closeness. A week later, before their title match, Yu, Nico, and Kazuki visit a shrine to pray for Miwa, only to find Sakura doing the same. She declares she will win and walks off dramatically, only to trip like a hopeless klutz, dragging Yu down with her. The sisters watch in disbelief as the two fools roll on the ground. On match day, Miwa and Sakura face each other again. Yu watches the stream with the sisters, confident Miwa will win, but she shocks everyone by conceding the first game. That evening, Yu cooks a cat-themed dinner to cheer her up, but she locks herself away to study. Hours later, she sneaks out for snacks and finds Yu asleep by her door, drooling like a tired idiot who never gives up. He wakes, leads her to the kitchen, and surprises her with melting chocolate dessert. Seeing the effort of the exhausted loser, Miwa finally smiles and quietly enjoys the sweetness he made. Another week passes, and Miwa loses her second shogi match against Sakura. Yu races through the halls like a panicked fool, unable to believe the score. Remembering, it is a best-of-5 series, he refuses to give up. He storms into the match hall and finds only Sakura, standing proud and smug. She calls Miwa a washed-up loser, but Yu, instead of exploding, bows and thanks her. He claims her insult hides useful advice, saying that Miwa only needs focus and encouragement. Sakura blushes furiously, realizing this idiotic optimist somehow turned her mockery into inspiration. Before leaving, he even compliments her strategy, leaving her speechless. At home, chaos brews. Kazuki and Nico sit tense, explaining that Miwa came back furious, snapped at them, and ran away. Their attempt to comfort her with cheerful advice failed miserably. Yu groans, realizing these tone-deaf princesses only made things worse. He orders them to stay home and runs into the rain like a soaked superhero wannabe. His search leads to a quiet cat cafe where Miwa sits with a cat in her lap, pretending she does not care. He thanks fate for finding her safe and sits across from her. Miwa finally breaks, admitting she plays shogi not for passion, but to earn recognition from her father and to match her sisters. The words spill out until she sobs uncontrollably. Yu pats her head gently, calling her brave for revealing her weakness. She admits she does not want to go home. He promises she will not have to, making her blush at his calm warmth. She assumes he intends something scandalous when he guides her toward hotels, only to learn the oblivious moron just wants to shop for gifts at a nearby superstore. They choose sweets for her sisters and secretly use the school kitchen to prepare them. Yu explains, his love for cooking began when his dying mother praised him once, teaching him that seeking praise means caring. Miwa listens, touched by the story, and silently admires his sincerity. When the food is done, Yu collapses, exhausted, and Miwa molds a marshmallow into his shape, thanking it for helping her. At home, the sisters scold Yu, but Miwa defends him, offering their handmade gifts. The peace returns briefly, though they tease her about the dessert shaped like a bald Yu, making her flush in denial. The next morning, Miwa walks to the final match. Outside the venue, Yu waits with the sisters, shouting encouragement like the loyal idiot who refuses to stop believing. Kazuki encourages Miwa to defend her shogi title, yet Miwa calmly announces she does not care about it anymore. Yu immediately grows worried and asks if she plans to keep playing. Miwa only smiles and walks off, leaving him confused. On her way to the match, she remembers Yu's words about cooking to make others smile. She also recalls her father and sisters valuing her talent. A photo of their odd but warm family, now including Yu, reminds her she wants to make them happy by winning. The match room grows silent when she enters. Her presence carries a sharp aura that shocks the crowd. Sakura senses instantly that Miwa has returned to her fearless prodigy form. Confidence rises in Sakura too, and she remembers childhood memories. She once broke a friend's doll and became known as a chaotic kid. Her grandparents later discovered her coloring giraffes and calling them cats, nearly giving the old man a heart attack like a cartoon grandpa in a rejected Looney Tunes reboot. He taught her shogi patiently, even when she pushed pieces sideways. One lesson touched her deeply: a pawn moves slowly but can rise to greatness. Years pass, and she trains daily while others play outside. She enters her first tournament and slowly climbs forward like a hopeful pawn. That hope shatters when she meets Miwa at the 49th Junior Championship. Miwa destroys her so fast, it feels like a speedrun defeat from a Dark Souls boss. The loss leaves Sakura wondering if effort alone can ever catch up to genius. Back in the present, Miwa wins the third match of their current battle, restoring her confidence fully. She then wins the fourth and fifth rounds, securing her title again. Emotion bursts through Yu when she returns, and she impulsively kisses his forehead, brushing it off as European style. Yu believes her, but the sisters protest until she kisses them too. Sakura watches with a small ache in her heart, yet reminds herself that a pawn can still stand beside a queen. The next morning brings normal chaos. Nico breaks tiles like a martial arts anime side character with DLC strength. Miwa chats with her AI opponent, and Yu prepares a vegetable drink for Kazuki. She calls him a failure, but when she nearly hands it back, she panics about an indirect kiss and drinks it anyway. Yu then gives Nico a towel with her favorite scent, calling it cute, and she blushes despite her tough tone. He feeds Miwa sugary snacks to help her focus during play. Yu quietly wonders if he has finally found the family his mother wished for him. Later that night, he walks home with Sakura after grocery shopping. The sisters react coldly when they see her. Sakura proudly declares she plans to stay over. And that is it for today. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and drop your thoughts in the comments. Until next time.